happened to kind of look like Black Panthers in the way they dressed and the way they spoke. And it didn't take much to be labeled militant. I mean, all you had to do is speak up for yourself, and the word militant was stamped. I remember as a young officer, I used to wear sunglasses, and people thought that was militant. Or yeah, you were in dark glasses, or you wore your hair long, and you weren't outrageous. I mean, it was just you. Even if it was just a style, you weren't wearing your hair outrageously long. It was just a matter that it was a little different than what people were used to. But again, though the things that were happening on the street filtered into the department, and many people couldn't separate the two. They didn't know whether you were friend or foe.
At any time during your 37-year career, have you ever felt any discrimination or prejudice personally?
Oh, I think you can't help but be in an organization and go through what we've gone through. I mean, there's overt things like when I made captain, where people wrote derogatory things on the sun visor or in the hallway walls in the bathrooms, and the inn captain is here and all that other good stuff. And then there were times that was much more subtle, where you just couldn't understand why job opportunities opened up, but there was a select number of people that can be there. I recall as a sergeant, I wanted to go to internal affairs, but you could only apply at internal affairs when the black person left, and there was only 4. So you couldn't apply for the other openings. It was only when one of the blacks left. And so you see those kind of issues, excuse me, and you see those kind of issues, and you work through them. And it was a difficult time trying to see where the fairness was in the system.
Now, Chief Parks, you have done quite well being the chief. Share with me exactly how difficult this position is for you.
Oh, it's a very difficult job. It's one of those things that you have a tremendous amount of demands on your time. You're constantly being scrutinized from every aspect of the job. You also find that no matter what decisions you make, there's someone that's got a view after the fact in a debate as to whether it was an appropriate decision. You find there's constantly political issues swirling around the department. And so what we struggle with in most instances is fighting to keep what the reality of the situation is versus people's perceptions. We deal with more perception issues than the reality sometimes, because someone would put a spin on something and it becomes the truth, when in fact that all the data reflects that's not the truth. But if people keep saying it enough, it takes on a life of its own. And then when all this is pushed aside, our number one mission is supposedly protecting the public and fighting crime, and that's something that we have minimal amount of time to deal with because of all the other issues that draw you away from it. The amount of time that we have spent in the last couple of years just in Rampart-related issues, the amount of time we spent in the last couple of years looking at civilian oversight and consent decree issues, tremendous amount of time and effort. The amount of time we spent preparing for Y2K and DNC. We've probably put in somewhere in the neighborhood of excess of 80,000 person days training for those 2 events. Those are the kind of things that take up your time and energy, and you have to actually force yourself to go back and look at your primary mission, which is crime. And so these are the kind of things that it's a very difficult job. It's time consuming. It has so many tentacles pulling at you. I have no less than 21 official bosses. You have 15 council people, 5 commissioners, and a mayor. Then you have 4 million people out in the community that expect the service of this department, and all have maybe their opinion about what is or is not effective.
You are the 52nd Chief of Police, being the 2nd African American to hold this position. Give us your